Freedom Talk. I am just so grateful to be here with Denise Duffield-Thomas, and she's tuning in from Newcastle, Australia. And for me, Freedom Talk is awesome because I get to tune in with fabulous entrepreneurs, women and men who are fueling their soul's purpose. They're living their dreams, but also living and leaving a mark on the world. And you are one of these women, so I'm so grateful for you to join me today. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
How's the beautiful weather in Australia?
Well, normally it's beautiful, but today it's raining.
Oh,
Go figure.
I am a little jealous. It's a little bit cold in Toronto, but anyways, we're both shining. That's all that matters, right? So,
Exactly.
Denise, you're a money mindset mentor. You're a best-selling author. You're a coach. Talk to us a little bit about your entrepreneurship journey.
Sure. So I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur since I was a little kid. And I think it was really born from that desire to do what I wanted to do. I really didn't get that whole concept of you have to get up and you have to go to work that you hate and you have to sit there. And I remember in my 20s when I did have those jobs that I kind of was just like, oh my God, I need to find something else. I need to find my own thing. I was the biggest clock watcher in my corporate job. I would just die waiting for my lunch break, and then every minute of my lunch break I was like, I have to go back to work. And so for me, finding my calling was just such an important thing for me all through my 20s, because I just knew that there was more to life than sitting there at a desk watching the clock.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you. And I love the clock watcher. So I was a clock watcher as well. Now, how did you figure out what it is that you wanted to do during the time that you were working in a full-time job?
It was lots of trial and error for me. I went through this journey, very frustrating journey, honestly, of being in a corporate job and then quitting before I really had any sense of what I wanted to do in my business. So I would have the job, I'd quit, and then I'd sit at home and I'd procrastinate, and I would feel really blocked and scared because I actually didn't know what it is that I wanted to do. So what happened that was way more successful for me was I went part-time at work, and then it gave me time to experiment, and I started blogging. And my first couple of blogs were really random. I had a movie review blog, I had a health and wellness blog, I had a wedding blog, and all of those, I mean, they weren't my calling, but it was just something to give me that experience. I learned how to blog. I learned all the technical stuff that comes with having a business, and that gave me motivation to then eventually quit my job and actually make a living out of being a coach. That's what I ended up doing. But I do sympathize with people who are in that corporate environment at the moment. It can be really disheartening, and you can feel like it's never going to happen for you. And I think it's important to listen to other entrepreneurs and to understand that if you can dream it, you can achieve it. And if other people can do it, you can do it as well.
I love that. And this is exactly why we do these series, because I talk to so many wonderful women who have the same story as us. Is they didn't know what they knew that they didn't want to be where they currently were. They knew they had bigger dreams, but they didn't exactly know what that was for them. And so, and it's similar. We have to go out there and just try it. And how did you figure out that it was money, that that's what you wanted to teach on, you wanted to coach on and mentor on?
Well, for me, that came about a year and a half into my coaching journey, because when I was coaching with entrepreneurs, well, first of all, I started coaching anybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely anybody on any problem, which a lot of us do when we start out in the personal development industry. We go really wide and we go very generic. And then I just started focusing in on entrepreneurs, and then I started focusing on female entrepreneurs because I really resonated with their stories and their problems, and just more than working with guys, I'm working with non-entrepreneurs. And then what I noticed is that people kept on having these problems with money. They were feeling really blocked around money. And it wasn't the traditional stuff around money like, how much should I charge, or how should I do my accounting? It was all the mindset stuff of, I want to charge this, but I'm afraid that people are going to think I'm a bitch, or that they're going to think I'm overcharging, or I'm not worth it. And it was so interesting to me that I started just purely focusing on that with my clients. And 5 years later, I decide that's all I want to talk about, because for female entrepreneurs, ambition and talent is not enough, because we really need to get clear with that it's okay to charge, that it's okay for us to earn money. And a lot of us, especially in the personal development industry, we're told, have an affirmation, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. And actually there's a lot of conflicting feelings for women around money. Yeah. And often we think we want a lot of money, but there is a lot of stuff that's there that actually means that we sabotage the money coming to us. And I'm thrilled to be part of that conversation for women and money.
Wow. And you're right. It's a constant conversation, especially for females that we have in our minds. And so what are some tips that you could give us for women that are maybe just starting out, whether they're still in their corporate career and just dreaming of their own business, or they've started and maybe they aren't making the money that they want to be making? What are a few tips from you to get over that crap in our mind and just, go out there and charge what we're meant to and really fuel ourselves because we deserve it?
Absolutely. So one of the most important things you can do is to track your money. And this is if you're a beginner or if you're a very established entrepreneur. And it serves two purposes. One is a lot of entrepreneurs are making way more money than they think they are, and you don't know until you track it. Secondly, it's a gratitude experience. If you track every single cent that comes into your life, you start to realize how really abundant you are. The other thing that can happen is that you realize that you have to have a part in making money. If you've gone a couple of days and you haven't manifested, you haven't created any income, you haven't earned any income, well, girlfriend, you need to go out there and hustle. And sometimes it's that practicality of like, wow, money hasn't come in today. What do I need to do? Do I need to make a phone call? Do I need to send an email? Do I need to have that money coming in? I need to co-create this with the universe. It doesn't just fall from the sky. Right. So tracking money is one of those things that really fulfills a lot of purposes. It's not just the practicality, accounting side of your business. It's really a practice that can bring more money into your life and into your business.
Oh, I love that. So important. Now, I have this little gem with me, and I get to take it to Mexico tomorrow morning. So tell us what we can find in this book, which is a bestseller.
Well, that's my first book, Lucky Bitch, and I talk about how I manifested this 6 months all expenses paid trip around the world with my husband, and that came from me being very, very clear on what I wanted to create. And when I manifested that experience, I was still in a corporate job. So I think it's a really cool one for anyone who still is in a job and you're wondering how you can drastically change your life, because that year for me was one of rapid change, rapid transformation, and it really came honestly from being very, very clear on what I wanted. And for once in my life, I implemented everything I'd learned in the personal development world all at once. Like I call it, throw everything at it. So hopefully that's inspiring. And also my second book, which is called Get Rich, Lucky Bitch, that one really takes you on a journey of money and how you can start to manifest more money in your life, and how you can release some of the blocks. And you can get a free first couple of chapters of the book too. It's at luckybitch.com/chapter, and that's for Get Rich Lucky Bitch.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. And we can find both books on Amazon. Where can we find them?
Yep, you can get them on Amazon. They're in paperback and Kindle. And there are a lot of book bonuses as well. So as soon as you purchase the book, you can see the link in there about how you can get some extra meditations and audios and things like that. And just so you can, what I say is to release your money blocks and live a first-class life. And first class is completely different for everyone. So it's creating your version of a first-class life.
Oh, I love that. And it sounds so juicy. And what's next for you? What are you working on now?
Well, I just bought a house. So I've just sold a house, bought an investment property, and bought a real house to live in. So it's been a year of making big investments, not in the way that I have been in the last couple of years, which has been around coaching and personal development and things like that. I'm like, wow, I'm getting quite grown up and investing in that way. And I'd love to write another book, this one about business. And really, I think my whole business in the last couple of years has become way more streamlined. I have a lot more freedom in my life thanks to my business and how I've set my business up. And I'm really interested in exploring how I can maybe mesh some spirituality and some other aspects into my life because I have more time now. You know, it's that whole thing that Tim Ferriss talks about is what do you spend your time on when you don't need to work so much? And I'm in that space at the moment. It's a really interesting exploration.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And you're wearing your shirt, you're wearing your Freedom Tank. As you Yay! And as you know, 100% of the profits from the shirts go to heart-melting causes. We're just gearing up to give away our second Freedom Funds, which we're really excited about. But tell us what freedom means to you, because it's different for everyone, that's for sure.
It is. Freedom for me just means getting up and doing whatever I want all day long, no rules, and the space to work on your calling and to work on things that are really dear to your heart, and hopefully using that energy to change the world, change the planet, and impact other people.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You're beautiful. That's beautiful. And I'm just so honored to spend a few minutes with you. And I can't wait to continue following your work. And absolutely, as soon as we know your next book is coming out, we will share that as well. So Denise, thank you so much. And until next time.
Thank you. Bye.